What's up, everybody? Today we're going to talk about a recap of last night, y'all. We're going to talk about Tank versus Lamont Roach and some of the fights on the undercard when we come right back. Welcome to another episode of Ring Walk Boxing Podcast. I am Bean. And as always, we talking boxing like we do, and we're going to delve into all all those who were able to witness what we witnessed last night. It was a good night of boxing. Some people, I've seen some comments, some people were not satisfied with the card. I felt it was a good undercard in my opinion. Maybe because I like boxing just that much. It doesn't take much to please me, if you know what I'm saying. I'm a boxing purist, so it doesn't take a whole lot to an extent for me to like, because I just like boxing. I like everything about boxing. So to give you a quick summary and breakdown, when I say I like boxing, is I can still respect and like what we call scientific boxing, which in today's era, some people call it boring boxing. But I've always liked Mike Tyson, who wasn't necessarily a scientific fighter. He was the first fighter I saw at the age of 8 years old. But I come to like Evander Holyfield. Holyfield, in his purest form, is really a boxer. He just chose to fight Mike Tyson and many of his opponents, like Riddick Bowe, toe-to-toe action. But truthfully, if you look and peeled out the layers on Evander Holyfield, by nature he's really a boxer, but he has a nice punch. He had great punch accuracy. He was strong, and all the intangibles that he had, along with a big heart and no fear, is the reason why he's one of the legends of heavyweight boxing. So when I'm talking scientific fighters, I'm talking about in heavyweights in my dad's era, Muhammad Ali, which is an all-time great. When people talk boxing, that's probably the first name you'll say is Muhammad Ali. Sugar Ray Leonard, scientific boxer. Sugar Ray Robinson, in my grandfather's era. Sugar Ray Robinson, a true boxer by nature. Ezra Charles was truly from Cincinnati, from here, from my city, my hometown. The late great Ezra Mac Charles. He was really a scientific boxer, but he had special power. So he was kind of like a boxer puncher, so to speak. Hey, what's up, Rich? Happy that you came on, brother. What's up to Michael Ware? What's going on, my guy? Give me a few minutes to everybody in the chat. I will open up the floor for those who wanna call in. We'll post a link in the chat so you can set up and come on and talk. Because I want to get everybody's opinion on the controversial fight with Tank versus Lamont Roach Jr. last night. So let's talk about the buildup of this fight. Let's kind of like rewind back not so long from now, and let's talk about the fact that you had Aaron Pryor, Cincinnati for sure, Rich Tomich for sure, man. Sean Christian, what's up, bro? Been a minute. So let's talk about the Lamont Roach thing. He's a 130 pound boxer. But last night he fought at 135-pound division, the division that um, Tank Davis is at. Now, prior to this fight, on posts last night on FB, on different social medias, IG or wherever, there were so many naysayers when it came to Lamont Roach Jr. People calling him a C-level fighter. They're saying Lamont Roach is like a lower level opponent than a lot of the opponents that Shakur Stevenson fought, like Valdez or like Herring. And true enough, Herring did beat Lamont Roach. But let's not exaggerate that win. It was a situation to where Lamont Roach was trying to play catch up. And he came up short in that fight. But it wasn't a landslide victory for Herring. And true enough, Shakur Stevenson gave Herring a masterclass performance and schooled him when they fought. But Lamont Roach fought him quite a while ago, and I would say, looking at last night, the development of Lamont Roach Jr. is a lot better in this day and time than it was not so long ago. So, to be fair, I can see this version of Lamont Roach beating Herring, but I want to say Herring might have retired from boxing. I'm not sure. So shout outs to Herring, and shout outs to Shakur Stevenson as well. So the thing is, all you saw on social media was, here's a cherry pick from Tank Davis, and people gave Lamont Roach Jr. not the slightest chance. A lot of people thought it would be a 2-round knockout or a round 4 knockout or maybe even a round 9, but pretty much nobody had the fight going to 12 rounds. Nobody even had the fight being a close fight. This just goes to show sometimes, just because you don't know of a boxer's name like Lamont Roach Jr., that does not signify the fact that these fighters are not hungry when they step into the ring. If they get the biggest opportunity of their life, a lot of fighters that don't have as big as a name, they're going to come in there more determined because they're trying to make a name for themselves, if that makes sense. So just because many people didn't know who Lamont Roach Jr. was, that does not mean he's not a good fighter. Calling him a C-level fighter. Now the same people who called him a C-level fighter, many of them are giving him praise right now, or they're going to still downplay his performance from last night because they don't want to make it look like Tank Davis is at a certain level. If they can say that his opponent, Lamont Roach, is C-level, then they can say, oh, Tank struggled with a C-level opponent. And that's just not true. That's not the case. These guys had history, so it was a very personal fight. These guys fought twice in the amateurs before. So they both somewhat knew how the other was. Tank, prior to the fight, even said, I'm taking on a guy with speed and a guy with power and a guy with skills. I don't believe Tank was overlooking him. Now, don't get me wrong, Tank has knocked out every opponent prior to Lamont Roach Jr., other than Isaac Pitbull Cruz. Besides Isaac Pitbull Cruz and last night, Lamont Roach Jr., Tank has knocked out or stopped every opponent that he's been in the ring with. Now, I know a lot of people out here in the chat on social media give a certain level of scrutiny to the resume of Tank Davis. So, with that in mind, here shortly in a few minutes, I'm going to allow you guys to call in to tell your side of the of your story, because a lot of you say Tank Davis resume should be better. I guess my argument is, if you take Tank and you take Shakur Stevenson, two guys at 135, Shakur's resume is not uh it's not like a mountain range above that of Tank Davis. I mean, you might be able to say Valdez as one person to be like, okay, he got the Valdez fight and Tank never fought Valdez. Okay. I can't argue that part. But in the same aspect, like I said, it's like neither guy has fought any opponent that far stretch ahead of the other. So it's like it only makes sense for Tank to actually fight Shakur. It only makes sense for Shakur to actually fight Tank. I feel like these two guys need each other to really solidify them in the history books in boxing. Some people, myself, me and my cousin Kendall chopped it up a few times, and we were saying on the phone, like, is there something going on with Tank mentally? Because lately you've seen him do things prior to this fight that seemed like he was maybe going off the rails, if you see what I'm saying. You know, saying that you had all these rumors circulating that him and his trainer, since he was a child, Calvin Ford, would be breaking up. You heard all these rumors circulating. And then on social media, on Twitter, you see Tank make a statement saying the fight is effing off. So you kind of started to wonder, like, okay, where is Tank at mentally? Is he really focused like he should be? There's just so much going around him right now. He needs to be focused on Lamont Roach, who's not no pushover, as we saw last night. So to everybody who said Lamont Roach Jr. was a C-level fighter, to everyone who said Lamont Roach had no chance at all, what do you say about that now? Please say it in the chat room. You know, hey, it's all about having some fun and opinions, but hey, I say keep the same energy. If that's how a person was saying it before, then say it the way you said it before. So the first 2 to 3 rounds of that fight, it wasn't a whole lot of action on either end. I'll probably give the first 2 rounds to Lamont Roach, but it wasn't by much because neither had a very high punch output in those first 2 rounds. Hey, what's up, Jeff A? And shout outs to Queen Lovebug. You said, my family is lovey. I literally just saw that you were live. New subscriber. Thank you. I appreciate you, Lovey. Much love. Zone 15, much love. Michael Ware, I just think we saw Tank is overhyped. Well, see, that's the other thing we could talk about when you come on here shortly, man, is that Tank, I wouldn't say so much it was him being overhyped. I think he just knew and he was very effective in doing what he was doing. I think some boxers get in comfort zones. So it's kind of like if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of mentality. I think Tank was so used to having a late start, being down on the cards, and then mid rounds, round 6 to round 8, he's putting pressure on the fighter. He's setting a trap and knocking him out. I think so credit and respects to Lamont Roach and his team. I feel like they did a very step by step breakdown in dissecting the game plan of Tank Davis. I think they watched all his fights and they were able to look at all the small things that some people would overlook that a boxer and a trainer would identify with seeing. And also shout out to my cousin Boonk. When I talked to Boonk, he was saying that Tank kind of struggles with fighters his height or shorter. Well, Tank is very short, so it's not many fighters that are actually shorter than him. However, don't get me wrong, there may be a few. So Pitbull Cruz happened to be a little shorter than Tank Davis. And we saw that be a kind of a tough fight for Tank. But to be fair to Tank Davis, he was fighting Pitbull Cruz with an injured hand. So he's somewhat handicapped. He pretty much fought him with one hand and still won the fight. Queen Lovebug, much love always. Sharing your lives so others who have been talking about the fight can come and share your opinions. Zone or nothing. Oh, you know it. I appreciate you, Queen. Um, Jeff A. Dente, you say Loma. Now with Loma, man, I think if I'm not mistaken, it seems like I saw something that Lomachenko was injured. And that's the reason why he didn't come out and say at first, I'm injured, but that's the reason why he did not fight Tank Davis when he said, I'm trying to think the statement he used. Something, I'm paraphrasing, but something like he wasn't feeling it right now, or he wasn't in the mood, or something like that. That's what he said. I'm not in the mood right now. But I think it was really an injury. And once that injury was taken care of, I think Loma might fight a few more fights before he retires. So hopefully that'll be an option for Tank. If Tank doesn't fight Lamont Roach Jr. in the rematch, then hopefully he'll fight Lomachenko or Shakur Stevenson, unless Shakur ends up fighting Lamont Roach. If you see what I'm saying. Michael Ware, you say he is hurt. He has a medical extension. Jeff A. I meant Loma gets his comfort zone and gives away rounds thinking he'll win. Yeah, Loma can to an extent too, but unlike Tank, he's not a one punch knockout artist. You know what I mean? He's not going to land just one or two punches that's going to clean your clock. Loma is kind of like Usyk, where he has phenomenal footwork. He's punching from a weird angle. He's zigzagging and moving around, and he's very meticulous with his defense. And he's like a fine balance of defense and offense when it comes to Lomachenko, Usyk. Tank is more or less, he has good footwork, he has good movement, but he's trying to set a trap, and he's trying to download information from round 1 to like round 4 to round 5. And if he can figure you out, that's when he sets up a trap to knock you out. If he gets you up against the ropes, Tank can knock you out. If Tank is on his back foot, he can still knock you out like he did with Rolly Romero. But I feel like with Lamont Roach, he pretty much never stayed on the ropes. If he went back towards the ropes, he would always swing back around and never stay against the ropes. He was smart enough to know that's a trap. And Tank has the type of power to make you wake up tomorrow morning. So, with that in mind, he was very smart, keeping his shoulder a certain way to deflect the punches. Tank could never really get a clean punch to the chin. However, Tank did get a lot of good body shots in those mid rounds. And I also want to talk about this because on social media and just in general in the boxing world, I feel like the cliche, a robbery, quote unquote, a robbery in boxing, that people are using that way too loosely. No, Lamont Roach Jr. was not robbed of a win from Tank Davis. Now to say that you felt that he won, I can't argue. I can't argue that because I can see it both ways. I can see it as being the draw that it ended up being as well. But it wasn't a robbery. A robbery is a huge margin. You got 12 rounds in a fight like that. If a fighter won 8 rounds and another fighter wins 4 rounds, that's a robbery. But if a fighter wins 7 rounds and another fighter wins 5 rounds, that's not a robbery. And if a fighter wins 6 rounds and the other fighter wins 6 rounds as well, that's a draw. It's dead even. Now, I feel like because a lot of fights are draws, they should make it 13 rounds. They should make it an odd number. It shouldn't be an even number. It should either be 11-round fight or a 13-round fight. That way you almost would never have a draw. You would always have that odd number round to be the decider, if that makes sense. Because remember back in Muhammad Ali's time, they had 15 rounds fights. You know what I'm saying? An odd number. So maybe somebody in boxing will bring that to the attention of the boxing world and let them know, hey, won't we do an extra round around 13? And then that way you kind of offset the 6 and 6. You know, it'd be 6 and 7 or 7 and 6, something like that. Rich, you said, I thought it was strange how Davis didn't use his jab. It was not like Tank. I mean, that fight, I'm gonna go watch it again, man, because I was just kind of all caught up in the fight last night. So it's always good to kind of relax when you're in your chill moment and you're not so hyped up because now you saw the actual fight. You kind of calm down, you know what I mean? So I need to go back tonight or this week and watch the fight with the volume off. That way I'm getting no biased commentary and I'm just looking at the fight for what it is. And I'm picking and dissecting every round of that fight because I need to watch it back. But you know, there's a lot of people, majority people who are not Tank fans that will say a robbery because they don't like Tank. So it's easy to do. When you don't like a fighter, it's easy for you to say they lost. And obviously somebody who is a potential future opponent like Shakur Stevenson, of course he'll say Tank lost because that's kind of like his nemesis, so to speak. And they've been having banter back and forth. When Shakur had his last fight with Josh Padley, Tank had a lot to say on social media. So now, because Tank's performance wasn't at its best, Shakur Stevenson took this opportunity to kind of jab back at him on social media, saying that Tank lost the fight and he felt that Lamont Roach should have won. Also, speaking of Shakur Stevenson, he has said something else on social media that he would offer a fight to Lamont Roach Jr. So, if that is the next fight at 135 and Lamont Roach Jr. versus Shakur Stevenson happens, how do you see that fight? You got Shakur, who's just a technical fighter, very smart, very scientific, nice footwork. But then you got Lamont Roach, who is not afraid to fight fire with fire because he showed that with Tank. So Lamont Roach Jr., who has a good defense and is somewhat a lot more slicker than what you would think he would be. Do you think Lamont Roach has the intangibles to beat Shakur Stevenson? He has more power, he has decent speed, but Shakur is going to be the faster guy all around between the two, in my personal opinion. Um, so we'll see what the future holds with the Shakur Stevenson potential fight with Lamont Roach Jr. because I don't believe Lamont Roach and Tank Davis had a rematch clause. It was talked about that it would be two fights, but I'm not sure if it was an actual rematch clause. Michael Ware, you said they are both pure boxers. It would be like Sander Martin fight. Okay, brother, that sounds like very logical analysis that you just broke down right there. Yeah, they are both pure boxers. Um, so yeah, I mean that's one thing about boxing, man. There's a lot going on, and it's a lot that still can happen. I mean, even with these guys right now that we want to see fight, you still can't forget these young guys because after Shakur, I think Shakur will go. He will go on in boxing after Tank has retired. Shakur Stevenson will have a few more fights as well, and then people like him and Lamont Roach, they'll be the next in line to retire in the next couple years. Then you have the up and coming young guns of boxing. You're gonna have Abdullah Mason. I believe he's from Cleveland, Ohio, from this state of Ohio. You're gonna have fighters like uh, your man's out of Virginia, Keyshawn Davis. You're gonna have the up and coming. I want to say it was three guys. We always talk about Keyshawn Davis, Abdullah Mason, and the third one I'm having brain fog because I was talking boxing last night with my cousin on the phone, and we were talking about these these young guys coming up. Um, Rich Talmadge, you said, I believe this fight going to give Davis a second wind in his career. Lennox Lewis had also liked that experience, going to make Tank a dangerous man next fight. Yeah, I mean, and look at this too. Although we're talking about 135-pound Tank, 135-pound Lamont Roach, let's just talk about Deontay Wilder because we know Tank is a knockout artist at a smaller division, and Deontay Wilder was a knockout artist in the heavyweight division. So let's use the same scenario. Do you remember the first fight? This is something my cousin broke down last night. Do you remember Wilder fighting Bermain Stavern in the first fight? It was a fight to where it went 12 rounds. It went to a decision. Bear in mind, Deontay Wilder was knocking all his opponents out, but Bermain Stavern was the first, I believe, to make it 12 rounds with Deontay Wilder. So in regards to that, a rematch ensued later on. Now, in the rematch, it was altogether different than the first fight. I repeat, the first fight went 12 rounds. But what happened, y'all, when Wilder fought Bermane Stiverne in the rematch? He knocked him out in like the first or second round. So it could be a situation to where Tank might fight Lamont Roach again, and the second time around, he may lay Roach out or get laid out. You know, it's no one way about boxing. Sometimes what you expect may happen can happen in reverse. That's why boxing is so unpredictable. You know, back in the day, growing up, I never would have thought Buster Douglas was gonna knock out Mike Tyson. But upsets do happen in boxing, right? And what happens? What's that old cliche? There's nothing new under the sun. So history always repeats itself. So if there was upsets like Mike Tyson versus Buster Douglas, there were upsets with Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz. You know, so upsets do happen. Just like the upset with Jaime Munguia when he was knocked out by Saras. Somebody, many people didn't know who Saras was. I believe he's from France. And he was the one that knocked out Jaime Munguia. Salute to you too, Warlock Boxing. Thanks for chiming in. I appreciate the support. Rich, you says, I still would love AJ versus Wilder. You know, some people would say that fight lost some of its luster, right? But I mean, I guess it would be cool, but I guess I look at it like this, Rich. You got two power punchers, Wilder and AJ. You know it's going to end in a knockout. But we've already seen AJ in there with power punchers. We haven't really seen Wilder versus a power puncher. We've seen AJ fight Klitschko. We've seen AJ fight Daniel Dubois and Povetkin. Three guys that can knock you out that AJ had fought. Now, Wilder, the best punchers he fought were Ortiz, but Ortiz was like age 39, so he wasn't prime. And his best win was Jennings. Now Wilder did fight, to be fair, late in his career. He did fight Zilly Zhang, who was a true puncher. But Zilly Zhang, unfortunately, his issue is his conditioning and his gas tank. And that was proven when he fought about 2 weeks ago when he fought and lost to Caballel. He started to gas out, and Caballel went to the body and stopped Zilly Zhang with body punches. Queen Lovebug, that's a great idea to watch without sound. Did you already share your thoughts on Tank taking a knee? Do you consider it a knockdown? This was also a huge discussion on social media. Queen Lovebug, that's facts. That's kind of why I brought this to fruition today on this platform. Is I want to see people's, people being objective and people talking about that situation with the controversy. Because Tank did take a knee. In the same aspect, Lamont Roach took a knee as well. So it's kind of like, the fact y'all both took a knee, does one offset the other? I don't believe that Tank was punched to where he took a knee from being knocked down. He took a knee maybe because his mouthpiece came out, or that's what I thought. I thought it was his mouthpiece, but he said it was because he had got his hair done, and the grease from his hair and the sweat in the fight, that grease was and the sweat was going into his eye. It started irritating his eye. So he was trying to go to the corner to get the corner to take a towel to wipe off his face. Um, so would I consider it a knockdown? Mm, that's uh that's kind of like I'm in limbo. You know what I mean? Should it be considered a true knockdown? I think people who don't like Tank, they're not fans of his, so they're going to push that. They're going to push that agenda that it was a knockdown because they don't like Tank. Now, if they were a fan of Tank, they're going to be like, "Oh no, that wasn't a knockdown. He just took a knee because for the reason he stated." Um, so I think it's a learning experience for sure for Tank too. You can't just be taking a knee in the middle of a fight because, like the ref told him, that can be considered a eight count, and that would also give your opponent one up on the round. That would be a 10-8 round if that was a knockdown situation. So that question you just asked, Queen Lovebug, that was a very very clutch question, very clutch. Michael Ware, Jaime needed to lose. He cherry picked since 154 pounds. Well, he did. He definitely got served. He definitely got served, man, for sure. uh, Yo, Daddy, you say nah? That was a knockdown, whether Tank fans say it is or not. Okay, I respect your opinion. I do. I do respect your opinion, man. I'm happy you came and stated that, man, because we need to kind of like let everybody kind of go back and forth and to say what they like. And also, I appreciate all y'all here. So do this. You're in the chat room. Please hit that thumbs up button. Hit that thumbs up button, please. EJ1, you say it's literally ruled a slip. Jeff A, it's like Dubois low blow. No matter what we can verify, can't say he is lying either because it happens. EJ, you say you could look it up. If you find it and you look it up, please send it to me on Messenger. I would like to see anything you can find, tangible or a rule book or something. If you find something, please let me know. Jeff A, the ref told him 8 count for the grease. EJ, look up the boxing rules. It's not hard to. Okay, I will try to, man. Thanks for giving me that heads up and that advice. I will try to look up the boxing rule books pertaining to that situation. Um, so Michael Ware, check in the chat. There will be a link, and you will be able to talk about the situation you were talking about last night. That this fight made you real salty and upset. So I would like to hear your side of the equation. And again, if you're here, make sure you hit the thumbs up, the thumbs up button. Now, what did you feel about the fight with EJ? You can go to my Ring Walk Boxing on IG and inbox it to me on IG. Ring Walk Boxing. Let me go on my IG real quick. I'll give you the exact information. Yeah, Ring Walk Boxing 15. One word. RINGWALK BOXING 15. and send it to me on my inbox on Instagram. And Michael Ware, the link is below in the chat. Um, so real quick, let's also talk about the fight with Gary Antoine Russell, who has his brothers in his corner. Gary Russell and they were the co-main event. Russell versus Valenzuela. Uh, and that fight was I believe, the super lightweight division, super light heavyweight division. Um, it was a good fight. Both guys had the back and forth going the first few rounds in the fight. I noticed that uh, Gary Antoine Russell's opponent, he was fighting long, you know, a long jab using his reach advantage, the same way he did against Pitbull Cruz. Now Gary Russell, even though his link, his uh his arm reach was the same as his opponent, he fought a lot closer inside, and that's what we have. Okay, you hear me? Okay, try try to come back, Mike. I could see you, and then you disappeared.
Can you hear me?
Okay, EJ, if it's not letting you DM me, my messenger, Eugene Lowry. Can you hear me now, Mike?
Oh yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
And lower your camera a little bit. I can see
Hold
the
up, I
people
got
in the
I
room.
got I got my wife's headphones on, so don't
Can you
laugh
hear
at
me?
me. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, can you hear me? Because I can't hear you. I can see you, but I can't hear you. Okay. Hang tight. Hang tight for 1 second. Uh EJ, yes, I have Messenger on Facebook. Um Eugene is my first name, and Lowry on Facebook. Lowry. Can you hear me? I can see you, but I can't hear you. Okay. So yeah. Gary Antoine Russell, he started to turn up mid rounds, and as round six rolls into round seven rolls into round eight, and so on and so forth, he was picking up the pace. He was placing his shots really good, real good accuracy, and he was really taking it to Valenzuela in that in their fight last night, the co-main event. So uh, to Gary Antoine Russell, just keep doing what you're doing and just get better. Keep getting better. He has a very high percentage of KO and stoppages. I think only two opponents have been um, able to make it to see the 12th round against Gary Antoine Russell. All right, can you hear me, Mike? Hello? Yeah, so that was a good win, a very convincing win for uh, Mike Check. Michael Ware. Mike Check, please.
Yeah, can you hear me?
A very convincing win for Gary Antoine Russell last night, co-main event for the Tank versus Lamont Roach Jr. main event. Um, Martin versus Pulo. Uh, Pulo pulls away with a decision win last night in a somewhat of a close fight. Um, so you gotta let me know what y'all think about the Martin versus Pulo uh, fight. Mic check again. If you can hear me, mic
Can you
check.
hear me?
Um, hello, I can hear you now. You're there now. Hello. All right, Mike.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Yep.
Oh, it looks like it's a delay on everything.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, man. So what's going on?
Can you hear? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, it's kind of funny on my side because it's like it's coming over there and it's.
Okay.
Oh no, no! I was just saying, the fight about the fight. How can I say it? A lot of people aren't gonna like what I say, but I've been calling this. I've been calling this for a while that Tank Davis is gonna eventually get exposed.
Hmm.
And I mean, you go look at his record since 2017. The last big name he fought was Pedraza. Ryan Garcia is just a he hasn't even been champ. You could just say that he's a top 10 fighter, if that. And we saw it last night. I'm not saying Lamont Roach is a bad fighter, but I think Lamont Roach he just showed how limited Tank is. Tank can't fight somebody that can actually box. Tank is a counter puncher. He wants to hit. He wants to set up shots. he gets in there with a pure boxer or a real good boxer puncher, he's gonna get beat. It's just how it is. And people ain't gonna like this either. The PBC is being literally exposed right now. Everybody except every PBC fighter except for Tank when he weight drained Ryan Garcia has gotten brute has all their Deontay Wilder, Errol Spence, everybody has went out there and got legitimately beat down. And I hate to say it, people aren't gonna like this either. People aren't gonna like this either. Shakur Stevenson's feather fisted butt will go over there, box circles on Tank for 12 rounds, and put on a boring fight, and everybody's gonna have their feelings hurt. They're all getting exposed. And yesterday was just it's no I watched the fight. It's no humanly way possible I could score that fight. I can't score the fight. It's no way I could give the fight to Tank Davis in that fight. That's without the knockdown. If I me and you are boxing and I go hit you in the eye and you go take a step back and you take a knee, what do you explain? What do you explain that?
Yeah, that was a
And I was a Tank fan. I tried my best to support, but I just with this light matchmaking, it doesn't make sense. You're going to eventually you're eventually going to get caught when you cherry pick. And I'm not I'm for everybody. I wanted Spence to beat Crawford, but it didn't happen. I was salty, but I had to take my L like a man. Like, yeah, Bud went in here and did what he had to do.
right. I was rocking with Spence, so yeah, I
Yeah,
can
I
feel
would
it.
rock with Spence the whole
Yeah,
time, and then
yeah.
I'm just telling, it's this PBC is hyping up certain people and giving them this big aurora, and then you're seeing them get exposed. You get what I'm saying? That's the point where I'm at on this. And whoever said I'm hating, I'm not hating. I'm speaking the truth you don't want to hear.
Do you hear me still?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, man. It's like with Shakur. I mean, you made a good point because I'm like Ryan Garcia has enough power. Lamont Roach, they have enough power. They're going to keep their opponent honest. They're going to make them respect that power. But like you said, with
Yeah, I hear you. That's what I'm saying on this
Shakur
too.
don't have that type of
Uh,
power to keep a person at a level of respect. They're gonna be like, okay, this is the hardest he hit. They're gonna take a lot more chances with Shakur than in reverse. Shakur's not gonna take the chances with Tank. The Tank will take with Shakur. But like you said, Shakur could win a boring fight and move around all night and peppering. You know,
yeah, no, I agree with you. He doesn't try to keep them off, but Tank, here it is. Shakur Stevenson is a pure boxer. Tank is a counter puncher. He's not going to get a chance to swing on him. Yeah, I know. I agree with you. It is going to be a like I said about say if if what is it if oh God who if Roach and if Lamont Roach and Shakur Stevenson fight, it's gonna be a snoozer. You might as well go to sleep when it's over. There's gonna be a boring two people running around. I'm calling this stuff the way it is, bro. If they don't like it, getting calling me a hater, every when you could prove me wrong on these PBC people leaving up PBC Island and fighting other people or stepping up in competition, every single one of them has gotten beat, with the exception of Floyd Mayweather.
now to be fair, I've always had my opinion on PBC. Even though I'm an American or whatever, I felt like boxing is so much bigger than just the country of America. Boxing is worldwide. I wish PBC did more to outreach with the top rank, Matchroom, and all these other islands out here to make better fights. I think that Shakur going to Matchroom would open up opportunities for Shakur to get a lot more exposure over in UK and the eastern part of the world. So we'll see how that all lays out for Shakur Stevenson being under Eddie Hearn.
I don't see that fight materializing. If Lamont Roach could do that to Tank Davis, just imagine feather fisted Shakur Stevenson just giving him little love taps all night. But he win.
I mean, yeah, I mean,
Hey, who was EJ Dub? I haven't spoke on facts. I could go Dude, I could go fighter. This thing is delayed. I don't know how you're seeing me. I could go by fight who Tank Davis has fought. I tried I tried to support Tank. After about a year ago, I just said I'm done. You turned down. What were they gonna give him? About 150 mil? What was it? 50 million to go fight Shakur in the desert, and he made excuses about it. Oh, let me get two Ferraris to come to talk to you, and he made excuses. I mean, these people are running out of excuses. You have to, if he doesn't give Lamont Roach a rematch, he needs to retire or Don Davis. And I will pick Keyshawn Davis to knock him out in 6 rounds.
oh, you think Keyshawn would knock him out? Okay, so EJ Dub is wanting to
I
get
have
on.
Keyshawn. I have Keyshawn. No, know what? Like I told everybody about Deontay Wilder and them. As soon as he steps up in competition and he fights a real fighter like he avoided for his like first 40 something fights. As soon as he got in there with Fury, Fury went through there and I felt bad for Deontay. Deontay Wilder was over there looking like you after your dad whooped you when you was a little kid.
Right, right. All right, EJ.
Yeah, I can't. You know what? I can't support these people that aren't make that. And then the fight was $90. You want to talk about it? We paid $25 and got the best fight card that we have ever seen in Saudi Arabia the week before that, and they charged $90 for this trash. I just wish people would. I wish people would wake up. And then you still defend the man.
All right, let's do this
Like you
then.
look at these other channels like Boxing Eagle and them over there talking about this little girl crush. It's just like, come on, people, look at what these people are doing.
All right, let's do this. Let's have a good, respectable debate. EJ wants to talk, so can we get EJ on here too? Get a link so EJ can hop in. Okay. Link will be in the chat. EJ, we're gonna put a link in the chat so you can hop in. Um, yeah, man. Some people didn't like that fight card. I thought it wasn't as good as the ones over in Saudi Arabia, but it wasn't it wasn't terrible to me. But like I said, I just like boxing so much. It doesn't take a lot to please me because I've been liking boxing since I was 8 years old, and I'm 45 now. So I've been liking boxing like 37 years. I've been liking boxing for 37 years, man. Okay, EJ, look right below. You'll see a link, so you can hop in and you can rebuttal to what Mike is saying. What did you think about the Gary Antoine Russell, Mike? That's fine.
Gary Antoine Russell for that fight. I pick, we have to look at it objectively like this. The only reason that Rio, what's his name? Rio Venezuela?
Yep.
Who's his name? Yeah,
Yeah.
Rio. The
Venezuela.
only reason that he won the championship was because he fought the weakest link at 140 to get the belt, and that was Isaac Cruz. Isaac Cruz at his best is a C plus B minus pressure fighter. All he had the length and the jab to win the fight. So I knew he was going to win it. But I knew Gary Antoine Russell was a bona fide 140 pounder. He's bigger, he could punch, and he could do everything. I figured Gary Russell I thought it was going to be stoppage after like 4 or 5 rounds.
Right. Right.
I thought it was going to be a stoppage, but he made the distance. Yeah, Gary Antoine Russell, he looked good. He looked good.
Right. Yeah.
Yo, y'all could hear me?
Yeah. Yeah. What's up, EJ? What's going on, bro? How you doing?
It's
How you
popping,
doing?
brother. How you doing?
All right, boss.
Doing great, man. Doing great.
Cool. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Last night was it was an off night for Tank. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it 100. It was an off night. It was an off night. But you can't go out here and say this nigga not fighting nobody.
So I'm not using. First off, I don't use the N word to other black people.
All right,
I
all right,
don't have a
all right.
logical conversation.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna go.
respectful.
All right,
That's
I'm gonna
respectful.
go through this. I'm gonna go through this, and I had to. It took me a while. It took me a while too to realize what's going on. We're gonna go by. We're gonna. I mean, we're gonna go through. I'm gonna go through everybody that he's fought. We're gonna go through this. Lamont Roach Jr. He brought somebody up from 130 to 135. And we need to keep in mind about Lamont Roach Jr. He was brutally, he got beat by Jamel Herring that Shakur Stevenson stopped.
No.
And I don't believe in trial.
Hold on.
Can I finish? I'm going through and I'm reading you the truth.
Pause. No. You said one thing, so I gotta repeat what you said. I gotta come back.
No, let me finish. I
gotta come back.
I told you I was
said
going
Lamont.
through his.
You fought Lamont Roach, and he brought him up to 130. So first thing I want to say about that is
He brought him to 130. Lamont Roach is 130 pound champ. We have bona fide.
I heard it. Look, first thing I want to say about that is Lamont Roach was literally the fifth, sixth option. The first fight was supposed to be Lomachenko. What, he bailed out, right?
Okay, now you're going to open another
Shakur. Shakur went and signed with Eddie. He didn't want to do the one fight deal. He wanted to do a multi-fight deal. So you went and signed with Eddie.
No, and I talked about that, brother. I talked about that earlier. I talked about that earlier. Sheik offered Tank Davis, what was it, $50 million to do the fight. Tank,
no, that never
happened.
That's a myth. When did Turkey actually do that?
To sit down and talk to you. Okay, that's
who reported that? Who reported that?
Hey, Mike.
Who reported that?
Tank Davis went on TV and said it, bro.
Hey,
it was not the fight Shakur. It was the fight Devin, first of all, and it was not 50 million. It was supposedly
Shakur.
20 million.
And Devin.
It was
hey, brother. Hey, hold on. Can y'all hear me?
Come on.
Listen, hold on. If y'all can hear me. Okay. I'm trying to referee. All right, can you hear me? All right, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I mean,
all right, hold on. Listen, hold on. Hold on.
I've studied the whole career.
Hey, bro, listen. I want both of y'all to get y'all point across. But if you're talking at the same time, people can't really understand y'all points. So one person go and then the other guy go. So let him like rebuttal after you say something. Let EJ counterpunch your argument.
Or Rainwalk, can you referee it?
Yep. So let EJ.
So like when he go, then you just pause him like when you ready, and then I'll go type. So like it's like refereeing it, so we don't have to like talk at the same time.
Let's go. You do that.
All right.
Okay.
So who going right now?
EJ, go ahead and counterpunch his argument of what you were saying before.
Okay, so I don't know where this guy gets his information from. I don't know what research he's been doing. You know, there's research and then there's false information all over boxing. So there was no anything with Turkey and Tank. Never. There was nothing going on. They tried to call Tank. Tank doesn't want to do business over there, which is right. So there's a lot of weird stuff that happens over there, out there in those other countries. Saudi Arabia, there's not there, and Tank's a superstar in America. He doesn't have to do that. He doesn't have to go out his way to go to Saudi Arabia. Why does
Hey, EJ, I can't hear you. I can hear you at first.
can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yep.
Okay, yeah, yeah. So why does Tank have to go to Saudi Arabia to fight Shakur? The fight is not. It's gonna be way bigger in America. There's way more pay per view. It's everything's gonna be better here. Why does he have to go out there to fight Shakur? For what? What's the exact reason for that? Shakur PBC was willing to
Okay,
make
I'll
that
answer.
fight happen in America. PBC was willing to make that fight happen in America. Shakur went and signed with Eddie Hearn, and it was reported by Stephen Espinoza, and even Eddie Hearn said we're strictly for not to make that fight happen around July. He said it out his own mouth. Even Shakur said Tank's team reached out. I heard his team reached out, but I don't know what's going on with that. So they all everybody else, if you look it up, everybody else, but everybody trying to swing that aside, but everybody else said that they try to make that fight happen. Everybody seen the reports on the Lomachenko fight, how Lomachenko backed out the negotiations. That's true. Everybody know
My turn to
Edwin De Los
talk.
Santos would hurt. If you want to bring him up, everybody knows Edwin was hurt. That's another one. So Lamont Roach is a skilled fighter from 130 that they brought in. And you was bringing up something about what you was telling me about what him fighting Jameer Herring. That was a very, very close fight, man. That was a very, very close fight. Lamont dropped Jameer Herring in that fight. And that was a very, very close fight. You know, Lamont got better from that fight and he showed himself. Tank had an off night. He showed skill. Now you talking about you talking about Tank's resume. All right, let's hear about the resume. You saying Tank already fought Pedraza while Shakur just fought an electrician and went 9 rounds with the guy off of 2 days notice? Come on, fam. You gotta keep it 100, man. Tank is fighting way better. The only thing is Tank is fighting way better competition than all these other guys. It's facts. It's literally facts. Who's fighting better competition than Tank? Who? Who fighting better competition than Tank? Shakur just fought
It's
an
a lot of fighters
electrician.
out there fighting better competition than Tank.
Who in
Every
35,
single
135 fighting?
135 pounder is fighting
Who?
better
Name
than
them.
Tank.
Name them.
Tank is
Name them.
going to. Could I? All right. Can you
Name the
ask?
name.
Can you let me talk? Because I'm gonna put.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'm gonna let it all go now. Oh, let's start off. You want to talk about Lomachenko? Lomachenko has his right not to fight Tank right now. Do you want to know why? Because back in 2000, was it 2000? My age, 2017, 2018, when he was on Showtime and all of that, they tried to make the fight in 2018, 2019. Floyd, he turned it down. Floyd Mayweather said, we're gonna wait. We just gonna wait to do it. That fight has been in fruit. That fight has been happening since 2017. Now Lomo's ducking because he's at the end of his career, and all of a sudden, Davis put on his big boy shoes and wants to fight him. Okay, now I'm gonna continue going on about this other stuff. Riyadh Sea is not necessarily, and it's not always in Saudi Arabia. They're doing a show in New York. They did one in Atlanta. They're doing one in Alcatraz. I could go on and on. You don't have to fight in Saudi Arabia. And explain to me. Here's the other thing. Here's the other thing I'm gonna throw at you. Why would you fight somebody for $1 million over here when Turkey, you do this for Turkey, you get 50 million? So explain that to me. You and then what else is it? You want me to tell you to go through who Tank fought? And I was a Tank fan, and I tried to take up for him. We're gonna go through it, and I'm not saying Shakur Stevenson fought the best competition, because Shakur can't get a fight if he paid for it. I'm gonna leave it like that. I mean, you had the poor man. I mean, he was over there, and I respected who was he fighting? Who was he about to fight? And I respected him for doing that because that's what the young boxers need to do. You do it old school like Floyd Mayweather and Oscar De La Hoya, and you take on the big fights. Floyd Schofield, he got sick. And so what? He beat so he on 2 days' notice he beat what is it? 2 days' notice he beat a cable man. Well, didn't Tank go 12 rounds with somebody with a torn Achilles tendon? And it took him 12 rounds to beat him. I mean, I could keep going. Now to answer your question about his schedule, about his resume. And you know what? He's not. And Tank is not the biggest star in America. If you go check the Forbes list and everything, Bud Crawford, Canelo Alvarez, and it's a lot of other boxers making more money than Tank. But now,
That's false.
this is the last thing I'm gonna say.
That's
I'm
false.
gonna go through. We're gonna go through Tank's resume.
That's false. Can I rebuttal this?
No, because
Like,
this is still my.
you,
To say
but
what you're
no, no,
saying,
no,
we're gonna go
no,
through
no,
his
no, no, no,
resume.
no. You did all that, and then you go into a resume. Say that's a whole different segment. You did all that, and
No,
now you go into
that was
resume.
when we originally
I got to
started
rebuttal what you're
doing
saying.
it, and you got mad and cut me off. I'm like, I said Lamont Roach, and I was going through his opponents.
Okay, nah.
You got on
But
here, cut me off, and
hey,
started
hey,
trying
hey,
to
Ringwalk,
justify how good Lamont Roach is.
Yeah.
Ringwalk, can I rebuttal this before he goes into the resume part?
Okay. Yeah. Hey, Mike, let him rebuttal and then do the resume
That's fine.
breakdown.
Terrence Crawford is the biggest fight in America. Is the no, that's totally false. Actually, if you look at famous fights in PBVs, Tank and Ryan made top 5. Of this generation, they made top 5 of this, and this is the Fire Stick generation, Fire Stick and all that. You know what I mean? They made top 5. So there's no way Terrence Crawford. Did you see that? Did you see the fight last night? Did you see the crowd? That was a sold out, packed for
Did you
a
pay
fight
for the fight
that's
last night? How did you watch the
nobody
fight?
asked for a fight that and nobody supposedly asked for. That he almost beat the Rolling Stones out of out of that place. You know that, right? Out of Barclays. And he's been doing this. He sells out ever since he started fighting on PPV. He sells out every arena, every venue. Terrence Crawford doesn't do that
Okay, yes, Tank is the most popular
until he
135
fought
pounder.
Spence. And Terrence Crawford literally has to go up 2 weight classes to get a payday from Canelo. Like literally, he has to do that. There's no fight for Terrence at any other weight because he wants a payday. He has to go up. Tank never has to do anything like that. Tank doesn't never has to do that. So that's false. Um, what else you were talking about? Uh, Shakur fighting better Keyshawn or whoever. Come on, bro. Come on.
I didn't say Shakur fought better competition. Did that come out?
So
Did that come out my mouth, Eugene?
No, he
I
didn't
never
say
said that.
that's why I asked you what were you talking
I
about?
never said Shakur
Come on.
Stevenson has
Come
fought the
on.
best competition.
Come
I
on.
said
Come
Shakur
on.
Stevenson can't
And
get a fight to save his life.
what are you talking about 50 million for? When does Turkey hasn't been really paying these guys 50 million? Come on. They have to go over there and get 50 million, a million. Tank is getting way more money here than over there. Tank doesn't have to sell his soul to Turkey to go get 50 million from them. Come on. Why does he have to go over there? Why? For what? What's the reason? There's no reason. He's not getting no 50 million. Let's be honest here. 50 million? Let's be honest. Come on, bro. That's why
All
he's
right, give me
asking for.
1 second.
That's why he's
Here it
asking.
is. I'm literally going to read something. Hey, and this is Alexander Usyk. We know that Turkey hosted this fight. The Ukrainian took home more than his opponent time around. Together going into the rematch, the rivals had a staggering estimate fortune of $140 million. That's pounds. $175 million. Usyk is staggering 83 million pounds. We're talking pounds. Turkey gave him 83 million pounds, while Fury pocketed a cool 67.23 million pounds. So if somebody has $200 million to spend on you to fight, I don't know why you be doing it. And to get technical about it, PBC can't even do any TV shows. They don't have anybody. PBC is sitting fighters out.
That's not true. That's literally false.
That is very
That's
true.
false information.
Eugene, on Riyadh, look at all the Riyadh season shows. PBC doesn't have it. All they have is David Benavidez and Tank Davis. And Benavidez is about to be the next one to get beat if he fights Bevo or he fights Better Beeve. Any one of them, I guarantee you will knock him out.
What is that? Do you guys hear that? All right, all right.
I'm
Switch the subject.
trying to change. I was trying to hear. I get what you're saying, bro. I was trying to read him the dude's schedule, and he's coming out talking some. I don't even know what he's talking
Bro,
about.
the stuff that you're saying are false, bro. Like you're putting false narratives out there, and I can't let you slide with that. I really can't let you
I'm
So
literally
go ahead,
I'm literally
go
on the
ahead,
site, and it's
go
showing
ahead. On the
Turkey
site, what
paid
site?
All
What
right.
170
site?
Hey,
million
Mike.
for
Hey, Mike.
fighters.
Let him
Mhm.
let him get in one time.
All right.
No, I'm not really, it's like he's saying some things that are not really true. Nothing really been reported. Like Turkey's been losing money. You could look it up. Turkey's been losing a lot of money through these fights. He's been losing he's not profiting anything out of these fights that he's doing in Saudi Arabia. You could literally look this stuff up. It's public information, real credible information, not any unknown site that this guy's reading from. Like,
I'm, I'm online and I'm reading from the horse's mouth what's going on, and if you don't want to
the
accept it,
horse's mouth.
I could tell you the statistics of everything. Tank Davis, the only pay-per-view that Tank Davis had that sold more than, what is it, 220,000? That's the break-even point on pay-per-view, I believe. The only pay-per-view that he's had that sold more than $220,000 was a fight with Ryan Garcia. And why? It
That's a
sold
lie.
because of Ryan Garcia. All
That's
his
a
other
lie.
fights after that,
That's a lie.
200,000.
That's a lie. That's a lie. Literally, the fight with Frank
You have
Martin,
your phone and
the
the internet. Go look it up,
the
brother,
fight,
man.
I looked it up. The fight with Frank Martin sold
Uh,
past
So, how,
350.
so how,
Frank
what
Martin
are his
sold
fans
past
aside from
350.
Ryan Garcia?
Okay.
Bro, literally the lowest he averaged is 275. That's very, very good on PPV in this generation. That's the lowest average, 275.
Okay,
Um,
I'm all right. I'm
All
on
right.
here. I'm
Shakur
online right
Stevenson,
now looking at it.
Shakur Stevenson
Leah,
doesn't fight
Leah
on
Santa
PPV.
Cruz, 200,000. Mario Barrios, 200,000. Isaac Cruz, 200,000. Rolly Romero, 275,000. Hector Garcia, 200,000. Ryan Garcia, 1.2. Frank Martin, 300,000. I'm going off the stats online. He's not a pay-per-view star. He doesn't sell. And
Uh,
did you buy the fight yesterday?
yeah, I did actually. Again, but he does sell. He does sell compared to everybody else. So he is a pay-per-view star.
Not really. I mean,
Yes, yes, he
not
does.
really.
All right, fellas. Let's switch the gears just a little bit
Mhm.
because we talk about Shakur and Tank all the time. I know what Mike thinks, so I want to know what you think about that, about Tank versus Shakur if it happens. Like, how do you see that playing out if it happens?
Tank versus Shakur, it's gonna be a decent fight. I believe. But after what happened last night, Tank is not playing no more, man. That was a wake up call last night. That was a wake up call. A pure boxer can't beat a pure boxer with no power cannot beat Javante. There's no way. You have to have something. Literally, that's the only reason that fight was competitive because Lamont Roach had power. He had power. He had counter punching. He knew Tank. They fought like twice in the amateurs. They fought for Junior Olympics. So these guys are they know each other. They know each other's style. It takes a guy like that to come in and do something like that. And then Tank had an off night, you know, Tank switch trainers. There's a bunch of stuff that went wrong this fight. But I'm not gonna say, oh, Tank won. It was a
Did you
draw. It
just
was a
say
good fight.
Did you just
No,
say Tank
I
switched
mean
trainers?
he didn't. He switched trainers for this camp. And last
I
time he
can
did
literally
that,
tell you didn't watch the fight yesterday. Calvin
but
Ford and the person that he was with every day
Calvin
were
was in a
in the
corner.
corner with him.
Calvin was in the corner, but he
The
wasn't
same
head
people that
trainer for
he
the
had
fight. He
since he
wasn't head
started
trainer
were
for the
there.
fight. He
Yeah, I
wasn't the
think.
head trainer for the fight.
Yeah, I think Calvin was there,
The
but he
same
wasn't
people that he
there.
works were there.
Hey, Mike, he was there, but I don't think Calvin was there in the forefront like he normally is. You know what I
This
mean?
this this guy's
I
a
think he
Tank
took a
hater,
back
so
seat.
he going he going
No,
he going to say
I
some weird
watched the
stuff.
whole thing. He was there. Did the press
I did
conference.
not. I didn't say he wasn't there. I said he switched head trainer. I mean, Calvin wasn't the head trainer for this
Yeah,
fight,
he
for this
wasn't a head
camp.
trainer.
That's like literally the truth, man. I
Yeah, I
boxed.
get
I
that.
literally
Okay,
boxed and I watched
Floyd
boxing.
Mayweather and
I
Roger
literally
Mayweather
boxed
switching
and
around
I
training.
watched
It
boxing.
doesn't make a difference.
Bro, and not everybody's Floyd Mayweather. Try bringing up Floyd Mayweather. I know Tank is really good. He's a really good fighter, and that's who you got to compare him to. But stop bringing up Floyd Mayweather. Like he's not Floyd. He's Javante Davis. He switched head trainers, and I guess that probably did something too. That probably took a toll on him. You know, he does really good with. Last time he used Barry Hunter, what was Pitbull fight, right? And you see how that fight went. So I feel like that might had a thing to do with the fight. Maybe had a little
No,
something to do with the
the,
fight.
the reason the pit bull fight went bad was because, like what Eugene said earlier today, Tank broke his hand in like the fourth round,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah. Tank. Yeah,
he
yeah.
beat him
That's
with
true.
one
You're
hand.
right. You're
That's
right.
why
You're
that
right. You're
fight
right.
went like that.
You're right. You're right. You're right. That's true. But also, the head trainer for that fight was Barry Hunter. You know, that was another thing. So I mean,
It was Tank broke his hand. It was Tank broke his hand, and he was immobile. That's what that was that fight.
bro, I understand that. Like, yes, he did break his hand. Yes, it was, but he still outboxed him very well. But I'm just saying, the head trainer in that fight, head camp, it was their camp. So I don't know. Maybe that I don't know what's going on with that. I don't want to speak too much on it. I don't know what's going on with that. But it was a good fight, man. And Shakur, all Tank gotta do is literally pressure Shakur all night, man. I seen like Shakur not gonna throw any punches. Shakur barely throws punches, man. When he get pressured by a power puncher, he barely throws punches. Tank has the same amount of footwork he has. Shakur has no power. Matter of fact, his hands are very brittle. Um, all Shakur wants to do is touch me, like Rolly said. Rolly even said this, and he got it. He gets in the fights. He fought Tank. He even said this, bro. All Shakur want to do is sit there and touch you. Shakur went 9 rounds with an electrician that had a 2 day. They called the electrician on Tuesday at his job and was like, "Do you want to fly out here and fight Shakur?" This is factual information. Even
That's real though. That's real.
Ring Magazine literally posted this and said, "Do you want to come out here and fight Shakur?" Shakur had a 12-week camp with Andre Ward and all in the whole nine helping him train, and that's all you could do against a electrician that had no camp. I mean, that's common boxing. If you have no camp, you have no nothing. You're gonna obviously be hurt to the body. You
Yeah.
haven't worked on nothing. Obviously, you're gonna be hurt to the body. So how can Shakur beat Javante? Like, and Tank is about to be a
Do
whole
you want me
different
to really
beast.
do you really want me to break down how Shakur will beat how Shakur? I'm not saying he's gonna knock him out or nothing, but he's gonna go in there and embarrass him. You want me to tell you how? Do you
He's
want me to
not.
tell you how?
He's not. He can't do it,
I'm
bro.
gonna tell you how because Shakur is a bona fide 135-pound fighter. Lamont Roach is a B. Lamont Roach is a B level 130-pound fighter,
That doesn't
and
matter.
he is a pure boxer. He punches and he doesn't. And Lamont Roach doesn't leave the openings to get hit at. Now let's go. Now let's go make this be Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson is an A level fighter with speed, with power. He's not going to give Javante. He's not going to let Tank use his boxing skill called counter punching. He's going to go in there, give him little love taps all night, and he's going to win a wide unanimous decision. Tank's going to keep trying to run in. All Shakur Stevenson is going to do is give him a couple love taps, build up points, and he will win a wide unanimous decision.
I'll bet you money on this fight, bro. It's not gonna happen, especially after what happened last
And
night.
it's probably not going to happen because Tank
It's
is
not gonna
sitting
happen like that.
there. He's sitting around realizing that, dang, I cherry picked Lamont Roach, and I got punched in my eye, and I went back to the rope and took a knee.
You got
This
punched
is
in
the
the
other thing.
that was that
I
was
have
that
never in
was that was
boxing seen
that
someone,
that
a
never
referee,
that
start
never.
counting and then
Hey,
they say
hey,
it wasn't a knockdown. I've never
Ringwalk,
seen that.
Ringwalk, real
What's
quick,
up,
real
brother?
quick. If you could text me back on a messenger, I'll send you the screenshot. First of all, if you rewatch that scene, right,
Mm.
Tank didn't get hit at all. He didn't touch at all, actually. He slipped.
Tank got hit before he
He did,
went
bro.
there. He
No,
went
no,
and
he
took a
did not.
step back and took
No,
a
he
knee.
didn't. No, he did not. He didn't get hit at all.
He took a
If you
step back and he
but
took a knee. When you take a
rewatch
knee,
it, rewatch it. He slipped the hook, and soon as Roach threw the jab, the jab didn't land on nothing. Literally, you could literally slow it down and watch it. He didn't land the jab. Tank just literally walked back, didn't even take a knee. He just bent down, right? He took a knee. He took a knee and he got back up. And but if you don't take, bro, look, you could read it. You could, bro.
laugh.
I'll send you the screenshot. If you take a knee not due to a punch or not due to a shot, the referee could rule it a slip. It's in the boxing rules. It's literally in the boxing rules. The referee could rule that a slip. If it's not,
He got
if the ref,
hit. He went
he
and took a
didn't get.
step back and took a knee. And
No, he
I don't even
didn't.
care about that because Lamont Roach was so far up on it, the knockdown and didn't even matter. He should have won it.
Well, let me
So
ask
you don't
you.
even have to. You don't even have to get up.
Let me ask you this then, Mike. Let me ask you this, Mike,
Mm-hmm.
because I know you say you try to be a Tank fan and this and that. You know, I'm trying to always be objective. So, 12-round fight. How many rounds did you give Tank? How many rounds did you give Roach?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. How many
Yeah,
rounds?
I had it seven. I had it 7-5 for Lamont. And I thought Tank was going to knock him out yesterday, but he I, he proved me wrong.
So you said 7-5, uh, Roach.
Yeah, seven
Okay.
five Roach. I looked at it again. I was trying to be neutral. It's no way. It's no way you could give Tank that's that was an embarrassment on boxing yesterday.
Okay. Let's say this then. So you say 7-5, but
Mhm.
two. Bear in mind who's the champ, and throughout history of boxing, they kind of always gravitate and gonna kind of give an edge to a champ. You got to beat him convincingly. Roach did good, but he didn't. It wasn't no landslide win. It wasn't no robbery like people are saying. That's too far stretch of a word. He didn't beat a champ convincingly.
Let me think. That was all right. Do you remember when Josh Taylor and Jack Catterall fought? And they gave it to Josh Taylor. Or you remember that? Did you see that fight? Or you didn't see that
I
fight?
think I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah, Jack Catterall, and all of that. How Jack Catterall, they were fighting in England. I mean, no, they were fighting in not England. They were fighting in Ireland, and they gave the fight to Taylor. Got dropped and everything, and they gave the fight to him. I said that I call that. I think this fight was on that level right there of a
Now,
robbery.
well, let me tell you what I call a robbery. And tell me if I'm right or wrong.
Hmm.
Holyfield versus Lennox
Hmm.
Lewis, the first fight when they gave it a
Yeah, you are
draw.
100% correct.
That is a
That was the
robbery.
biggest injustice.
But this
That's
fight,
I'll get you. That was a robbery.
but this fight wasn't
I'm trying to
nothing
think what
on
else
that
was a
level.
robbery.
The fight we saw with Roach and Tank was nothing like Lewis and Holyfield. Apples and oranges.
I won't go that far. I'll say you want a real robbery. I'm gonna give one. Timothy Bradley versus Manny Pacquiao in one. That was a robbery. You remember that fight or you didn't see it?
I remember
That
that.
was a
I
robbery.
remember that. Yeah.
That was a blatant robbery. I was in the army. I was in Afghanistan, and I remember I was watching it, and I had to go into work. And then I talked to everybody. I was like, yeah, Manny Pacquiao won. And I was like, they're like, no, man, Bradley won. And I'm like, are you for real? That
Yeah.
was a robbery.
Okay. Well, hold on one second, Mike. I'm gonna ask this brother the same question. How did you score it? How many rounds for Tank? How many rounds for Roach?
I scored it. I had an 8-4. I ain't gonna lie. Tank. Eight
Okay.
four Tank.
I heard some people say 8-4 Tank. I heard
I had
eight
an 8-4
four
Tank.
Roach. I heard it in reverse 8-4 Roach. So a lot
Like
of people are saying, you know, the direct opposite of the other. So it kind of like makes for a good debate. You know what I mean?
Tank. Look, Tank. They both wasn't really doing nothing round 1 and 2.
Nah, they
Literally, I
wasn't.
sat there. I watched the whole fight. They wasn't really doing nothing round 1 and 2. Tank was touching him up a little bit to the body. And then round three they started really getting into it.
Right.
Um,
That
I
round
mean, if
five
you
was
wanna
fireworks. Round five, they
fireworks
heated
round
up.
five, exactly, bro. Roach did good, man. I respect Roach, man. Roach did really, really well, man. I didn't expect him to do as good as he did. He did really, really well. You got to understand, these guys know each other, bro. They've been fighting each other since little kids, little children. So they know they all in that same area. They all fight almost the same style, the same way. That doesn't mean other fighters are gonna have that type of night against Gervonta
Yeah,
just because Roach
styles
had that
make
type of
fights.
night.
Yeah, styles make
Exactly.
fights. Yeah.
That's why everybody says styles make fight. It
Mhm.
doesn't mean that if you're a Shakur Stevenson and you haven't looked good at 35 this whole time, your competitions have been getting lower and lower. Like what Shakur's first fight, what for the title was 35 De Los Santos, right? That was a everybody said that was a boy. I don't know how this guy feels about that fight, but everybody thinks that was it is what it is. It is what it is. And then what he fought a Frank Martin leftover right after, and then now he just fought an electrician. So his competition is not getting better; it's getting worse. Now you want to go to the best fighter in your division, one of the best fighters in boxing, one of the five like best generation talents that we ever seen. And you want to fight that dude after all that.
No, Tank is not. Tank is not. No, Tank is not a top 10. Tank is not top 10.
You've been top 10 for 8 years,
Tank is
brother.
not top 10, brother.
You've been top 10 for 8 years, even on pound for pound. He's on everybody's pound for pound list, either top five or top 10 on everybody's pound for pound list. Like, if
He
you're,
is
and
not. He is not top 10. His
you've been
light
on
opposition does not put him as top 10.
his light opposition. Look, the four kings, right? In boxing, the four kings that was in that little lightweight division, that super lightweight to lightweight to super featherweight, those four kings, which was Tio, right? Tio, Tank, Devin, and Ryan. Those were the four kings, so-called four kings in that division. Um, Tank is the only one that's actually still that fought each other and still undefeated, truly undefeated. You could say everything you want to say about Devin's situation with Ryan, but we all seen what happened that night. We all seen what happened. Tio lost to Cambosis. It is what it is. You feel me? And that was off night for Tio. But look at Tank's off night.
Hey,
Look at Tank.
you want
Look
to
at
know the funny thing about every single boxer you mentioned? You want to hear this?
Go ahead, go
They
ahead.
all tried to fight Tank Davis and he shut it down.
That's false. That's false. They all try. They
True.
all try to. They all try to
All
clout
three of
chase.
them have tried to fight Tank
They
Davis
all
and
tried to
he shut
clout
them
chase
down.
Tank Davis. No, they all tried to clout chase Tank Davis, and the true one that wanted to really fight him got the fight, made the fight happen, which is Ryan Garcia. Everybody else are everybody in boxing is literally clout
Why
chasing
that
Tank.
Tank Davis turned down the George Cambosos fight?
If you didn't go and look at it, right, there was no reason for him to fight George Cambosis because he didn't want to fly out to Australia to fight
He
him.
was undisputed champ at the time. It's no reason to fight well, actually unified champ because because he had the WBC franchise championship. Now, why would you turn down an undisputed fight for millions of dollars? Explain that to me. And you go back and look, George Cambosa showed up at one of his fights. So explain to me why he shut it down.
Why he shut it down? Because
Why did he not fight George?
they
And that
they
was a
didn't make the
winnable
fight
fight for
happen.
Tank. You get what I'm saying?
They
That was a very
they didn't
winnable
make the fight
fight. Tank
happen.
could not George Cambosis out. He take the fight for the money and everything. Explain it to me.
I don't know. I can't explain it to you. Why? But like they wanted to fly. He's an A side fighter. They wanted to fly Australia to fight him. I heard there was a situation where Calvin didn't want to fly out there. I heard a bunch of other stuff. But I mean,
Okay. So why
but this is
did Devin Haney go
it's
do it
boxing
twice?
because Devin Haney needed to do that
Why did
twice.
Devin
He
Haney go
needed
do
to.
it twice?
Devin Haney was an email champion and he
No, he
needed
didn't
to do
need
that twice.
he didn't need to. He won. I know he got beat
He
up by
needed to
Ryan
go do
Garcia.
it.
I know that's funny. I know Ryan Garcia beat him up and he was over there,
Devin
him and his daddy sitting around crying and stuff. I know that. Making every excuse in the book, being little cowards, suing them. But Devin Haney had the heart to go. He
he
did
didn't
like
have the
Jack
heart to
Johnson.
go
He
do
got his
nothing.
butt up
There's
and
no
went to
heart in that.
Australia and became undisputed. He did it
There's no heart.
twice.
There's no heart in that.
Why doesn't Tank have the heart to do it one time? And that
There's
was a
no there's
winnable fight. Am I right? We all agree he would knock George Kambosos out, wouldn't he?
bro.
He would
It's
knock
but
George out in probably 2 to 3
it is
rounds. He'd be on there croaking like a chicken, crying in his little Australian voice. Tank could have knocked him out, been undisputed champ, and made 60, 70 million dollars. Why did he not get on a boat or get on however you get to? Why did he not go to Kangaroo Land? Tell me. If you
because
if you gonna
he
give me
doesn't. Tank doesn't.
$50 million, my
Tank.
black buddies, we ain't doing this in America. Hey, I'm gonna go down there and go rules and
Because Tank
play.
does. Hold on, I can't even hear him.
Okay.
I
Hey,
can't
Mike,
even hear him.
hold on 1
I
second.
can't even hear him. He's
Yeah.
breaking up.
All right, hold on 1 second, Mike. He gonna rebuttal.
Nah, he was breaking up, but nah, you're look, this is the thing, bro. Tank is an American fighter. He fights in America. He makes way more than 50 million in America. Um, so why would Tank as an A side fighter at the time, why would he go over there and to Australia to fight what you guys don't understand is he never ever does that. He never goes to another country to fight other people. He built his career here and he makes all his money here. What's the point of him going over there to
Yeah.
Australia? Devin Haney had to do that. Devin Haney fought in Mexico. He wanted to get his name out. He was being named an email champion at the time. He had to go out there and be a B side fighter, take B side, just like he was a B side fighter in the Ryan Garcia negotiation. Devin Haney always been a B side person.
Actually, you want to get technical about something? Tank has only won a belt at 130, knocking out Jose Pedraza. Now, more technical about it, Tank had the baby belt. So you're going to tell me if you have the WBA regular championship and I have the WBC I have the WBC, the IBF, the WBO, I have the Ring Magazine and Lineal belt, you're going to tell me you with your little baby belt is an A-side fighter. You got to be out your mind. You come over, we're doing this fight on my terms. He is not only person that can do that is Canelo Alvarez. There is not one boxer around right now that can say, hey, you're undisputed, but I'm the A side. Tank does not have that power.
Yes, he does.
Okay.
He makes way
all right,
more
let me
money.
say this.
Tank doesn't need the belts. The belts need him. He
Hey,
has that power. He does have that power.
Hey, Mike.
So,
Hey, Mike, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, okay. First, let me say appreciate you fighting for our country and the military and everything. But let this brother rebuttal a little bit.
I love it. Hey, I like her. Hey, I love a debate. I mean,
oh yeah, for sure.
You could go all night.
And we might be having somebody else joining.
I'm here. I'm here for the smoke. I'm here for the smoke. I'm here for the smoke. I'm listening to all this rubbish you kicking. Come on, go ahead.
I'm telling everybody coming from the horse's mouth. I have done my wait before he finishes. Everybody get mad at me. I have done my research. I sit down and I eat, sleep,
What's up, Rob?
I follow everything.
What's up, man?
I do research. Hey, everything that I'm telling you, you have a phone, you have a computer, go Google it. And hey, you saying I bring this on everybody that doesn't do what they're supposed to do.
Hey, Ringwalk.
What's up, brother?
Supposed to do is
what's up, man?
Fighting your contemporaries.
All right, Mike.
Ringwalk.
Hey, Mike. Hold on 1 second. We're gonna go down the line after Mike. We're gonna let you go, and then we'll let Rob go. Rebuttal.
Ringwalk.
Yes, sir.
The difference between me and this guy Mike is right. This guy, he talks about Googling stuff and he's trying to do research. I was there. I was following boxing in real time during this stuff that happened. All these things that happened, I was literally following this stuff in real time. I don't have to go back and do research. You feel me?
Right.
I was literally watching this stuff as it happened. I was living this stuff. You're doing research like 8 years later, trying to find out what this and that happened, and I don't even know if you're even doing credible research. There's credible research, and then there's the type of research you're doing. Like, come on, brother. Come on, brother.
Y'all are making me laugh. Know what? How old are you? Don't ask you, how old are you?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm 21 years old.
Okay, you are 21 years old. I am 44. I've been watching boxing since, what was the first fight I remember? Sugar Ray Leonard since 1983. I already know this stuff. But when you want to ask me about how much money people are making, I go do the research and I pull how much money they're making to show you that you're gonna stay in the United States and fight for $1 million, or you just like, shoot, I'm gonna shoot. You give me 50 million, hey, I'll go fight you in Antarctica.
Right. All right. So hold on one second, Mike. We're gonna let Rob. He just entered. We're gonna let Rob rebuttal everything. Go ahead,
First of all,
Rob.
what's up, my brothers? How y'all doing out there? Before we get into all this, how y'all doing?
We good, brother.
Doing good, brother.
Yeah,
I'm good.
What's your name? What's your name? 45? Because I'm 44. What's your name?
Mike.
What's up, Mike? When the last time you been to the dentist, bro? Because you need to go back and remove all that nonsense out of your mouth. First of all, I used to be a writer, so I do my research as well. On the Cambosis thing, Tank was never a real option, ever. They never sent him an offer. He clout chased him. The only reason Devin Haney had to do that because he could not sell if he was a record producer, signing up for drugs, going to jail. Devin Haney could not sell. In fact, to get that fight, listen to me. To get that fight, he had to sign to 2 promoters because he could not sell. He had to sign to Lou DiBella and Top Rank, and he had to go over there. Tank, as an ASAP fighter, I don't care how, you can have 500 belts. If you are an ASAP fighter and you are a cash register, belts don't mean anything. Tell me it does. Tell me when Sugar Ray Leonard went to 154 to face what's that dude name? I can't remember his name. Kalule. Kalule was the champ. You want to talk about money? You know how much money Kalule got as a champ? 175,000, while Sugar Ray Leonard made 2.2 million.
Did you just say Sugar Ray Leonard fought at 154?
Yes, he fought at 154 the first time. He went for Kalule.
I'm trying to help you so you don't. I'm trying to help you so you don't make yourself. I'm trying to correct. I'm gonna tell you something, and you're gonna realize that you haven't been watching boxing.
Okay. Okay. So I'm like, so Kalule won the champ at 154? Is that what you're telling me?
If I'm correct,
no,
didn't Sugar Ray Leonard only fight in 1986? He came back and fought Marvin Hagler at 160. And then I don't think he had another 160-pound fight after that. He won the inaugural 168 championship and a 175-pound championship.
That bull fight? No, he went to 150 after he fought Thomas Hearns. Before he fought Thomas Hearns.
Because I caught you right there.
I am knowledgeable. Hold on, whoa. No. You go look it up. Before he fought Thomas Hearns, the first fight, they were talking about it. And Thomas Hearns, he said, I will only fight Thomas Hearns when he reaches the level of Roberto Duran. Go check your research on Legendary Nights. He said that from his mouth. He went to 154, fought Kalule.
Okay.
Became a 2-division champion. He was a simultaneous 2-division champion. Made $2.4 million, and Kalule got 175. I bet $3,000 that happened before the first Hearns fight. He was trying to show the world, I don't need Thomas Hearns. Thomas Hearns needs me. So I'm going to go up, and I'm going to stay right here. And if I beat Kalule, I can continue my career at 154.
154 in 1991. Yes, I Googled it. Sugar Ray Leonard.
Yes. Boom! Right. You messing with me. Don't mess with me. 154 at Kalule. He beat him, came back down, and then fought Hearns.
You see that?
So when you a cash cow, belts mean nothing. When you are bringing in the cheddar, you can have all the belts in the world, and it still don't matter. Who had all the belts at 160? I said
Sugar Ray fought?
Before he fought Hearns, he fought him like 1980.
You see, that's why you got to do credible research. Credible research is important.
He fought Kalule before he fought Hearns.
Credible research is important.
He fought Duran in 80, and then they fought in 81. He took another fight before that. Who was champion at 160 when Canelo was down at 154? And who was the A side then? Talk to me. Come on, talk to me.
I can't hear you. What did I? Here he goes again. What did I say?
Was it
Canelo
Floyd Mayweather, right?
Alvarez can be side.
Floyd Mayweather, right?
Canelo Alvarez can say he's an A side.
Hold on,
He's
Tank
the
is a
one
cash
exception
register.
in boxing that can say he's an
Tank
A
is a
side.
cash register.
Tank
Tank
is
is a,
not on Sugar Ray Leonard level.
no, I said a cash.
Don't even
No,
mention
I'm using it.
Tank
I'm using it as an
Ray
example.
Leonard. Come on,
I'm talking
brother.
about. I said
Show
a cash.
Sugar
He's
Ray
a cash
Leonard
register.
respect.
He's a cash register.
Tank
You
doesn't
said
even
he
make the most money in America.
the dude that's 21 said he's an A side. He's a cash register. He's a cash. He don't need to go there. They need to come to him. They clout chasing.
I don't think he watched the fight. I don't think he seen the crowd last night, man. I don't think he seen
Bruh, he
venue.
killed Turkey's whole card by himself against I'm gonna say this, quote unquote, nobody. You had an excellent card with immaculate names on there. Immaculate names on it. And you only had 7,000 in your attendance? This dude for the hat.
For that card, the greatest card of all
So
time,
how
right?
are the
The
pay-per-view numbers? Tell me.
No, listen.
How are the pay-per-view numbers?
No. Listen, the card last week, the card that you said was the very good card, the Bevo Betterview card, right? Why did they have to go to 6,000? Why did they have to lower the venue and do a $6,000? I mean, not $6,000, 6,000 a venue that only capacitates 6,000 people. Why couldn't they keep their venue if it was such a big?
It was crappy
big
ticket
card?
sales. It was crappy ticket sales. They didn't want to say that.
Let's sit down and think. They're in Saudi Arabia. Let's sit down and think more about it. That fight card was like 8 hours long. That thing started. What time did it start? It started like 9 in the morning. I'm sitting there at 7 o'clock. It's
so
still
what?
going on.
So what? But you got Bevo, B2B. You got Shakur. You got Parker. You got high level names, and you couldn't sell past 7,000. Come on, bro. Talk to me. Make it make sense. You telling me Lamont? You telling me Lamont Roach is more credible than anybody on that card? Name wise, anybody.
Bro,
how weak Tank really is?
Turkey's all smoke and mirrors, bro. Turkey's all smoke and mirrors, bro.
I'm telling you facts. I'm not making up anything. I'm not rating Lamont Roach higher than I did before the fight. He went in there and he just showed Tank. That's why I'm fighting anybody. Floyd is throwing Carmelo Moten out there with the Wolves. He was over there,
bro.
He had Tank Davis on his lap.
Bruh, Aaron was not going to let Lama go over that fight. He said it from his own mouth. He had no interest in putting Lama up against Tank. I have proof of that as well. I screenshot you that for years. Bob Arum has been killing fights. In fact, Lama wouldn't even fight Shakur.
Bob Arum has been killing fights, and Bob Arum was killing fights. Why did the Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury card happen?
Hey, that's just one in a million. Why did
he was out doing cross promotion?
Yes, Bob Arum.
Yes.
Hold on. How come they couldn't do the fight with Tim? Bro, okay, that's one in a million. But the majority of fights he has killed. How come Tim Bradley had to leave Gary Shaw to get that fight? They was trying to line it up. How come Sugar Shane and Marquez had to leave Golden Boy? They weren't trying to do no cross promotion there. They had to sign with Top Rank. How come no cross promotion right there? The last cross promotion that Top Rank and did before that fight was Ricky Hatton and Pacquiao. After that, it became all in-house fights. Gary Shaw was not doing that fight until Tim Bradley left. They weren't doing the other two fights until Shane Mosley.
And do you want to know something? When they started doing those in-house fights, that's why boxing is at the level it is right now. Because of Al Heyman and the PBC letting their fighters fight one time a year instead of fighting 2-3 times a year like they should be doing.
Here you go. Oh, he tried to do cross promotion.
Hey, I'm telling the truth.
No. You're lying because he was working with everybody else.
Tell me why are PBC fighters doing fights on other unknown cards? Tell me why.
Right now?
PBC
Okay, I don't
did
know.
5 cards last year.
I don't know. Right now?
Am I right?
You're right.
They did 5 cards, right?
You're right. I'm not arguing that. I'm talking about when they first came out.
Why did they do 5 cards?
Dude,
do you pay
whatever's
attention
going on
to the health of boxing? Why did they do 5 cards?
Now,
because they got kicked off of Showtime.
Like Bob Arum get kicked off of ESPN because he ran to the ground.
And every single channel for overpaying people for fights that shouldn't be happening.
Okay, HBO kicked out. Okay, so when Heyman left HBO, who was still there? Bob Arum and Golden Boy and
Heyman didn't leave HBO.
Yes, they did. They got him kicked off.
Did not leave HBO. No,
they kicked him
HBO
off.
kicked boxing off of it. HBO said
Okay,
we're
no,
done
no,
with
no.
boxing. We're not making
No.
Why did they get
Before
kicked
that,
off of Showtime? Because
before that,
Showtime, when they merged with Paramount, they merged with Paramount, and anything that was a % to their budget, they got rid of. And that
no,
happened with
that's true.
PBC. Why
That's
is
true.
Amazon not paying PBC for fights?
That is true.
Can you explain that?
I'm talking about before HBO went under. Al Hammond got kicked off, and it was still going with Golden Boy, K2
He did
Promotions.
not get kicked off.
Yes,
They
he did.
shut down.
Bro, they
Bro,
kicked
hold on.
him
Let me
off.
think.
How you
HBO.
think
Actually,
Go
they
ahead.
did kick him off of it, I think. When
They
I'm thinking,
did.
but I was getting Showtime confused for a minute.
They
Because
kicked
he
him
went,
off.
no, hold up. You getting in something else.
No.
They stole
On what?
didn't they steal everybody from Golden Boy? They stole everybody from Oscar De La
No.
Hoya. And
They
then
didn't steal
Floyd
anybody.
came over there and he did the Showtime deal.
They
Thinking
did.
about it,
That's when
because
they went over
Floyd was
there.
fighting for Golden Boy, wasn't he?
He was
Floyd
doing
did
all
like
fights
10
with them.
fights with De La Hoya.
Yeah, they was doing the same thing. But Heyman was kicked off
Okay,
of
but
HBO.
here's what I'm getting at. PBC, just like Kamala Harris blew $150 billion, however much, PBC blew all their money. Will you get that?
No, I didn't
You're
say they
paying
didn't.
people.
No, they didn't.
Paying Arthur Spatiska, or whatever his name is, in Alabama.
Arthur Spielberg. Whoa.
That's not.
Hold on, no.
Being wise on your money.
Hold on. No. First of all, Wilder only got $960K for that fight because he wasn't even $1 million fighter. His first $1 million fight came against Ortiz at 2.1. Ortiz got $500K. Go look it up.
Okay,
His first $1 million fight was
let's get
that.
back to what they did. We already seen Deontay Wilder knock Ortiz out like a little. He was over there squirming like a little fish out the water. And then what happened? They did the rematch again on pay-per-view, blowing money. Come on, people.
Hold on.
Explain it to me.
Hold
on. The economics of it.
That's real, Mike. That's hilarious, though.
And Eddie Hearn didn't blow through all the money on what's the name? On the zone. As much as why that billionaire left. He wasn't overpaying fighters ridiculously. Was why that billionaire left.
The truth, you blew all that money.
I'm speaking the truth too.
You blew all that money, and then he looked even dumber this next time he got knocked out. They looked like he had a stroke or something with his body going down.
That's fine.
They're not
That's fine.
paying for the right fight.
The zone.
We didn't want to see ROACH versus Tank Davis. We didn't want to see Shakur fight Schofield. Nobody want to see him fight Schofield. Who was? Actually, you know what?
Or Joe Cardino.
We will not take that fight only because of Floyd Schofield. We need young fighters to go out there and be like, hey, you know what? I probably can't beat this dude, but you know what? I'm gonna go out and give it a try. You go out, you try, you lose. It's just like fighting in the hood. You win some, you lose some. You're going to have another good day.
Okay,
you don't fight Mont Roach.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Martin. And then who else?
Fight nobody wanted, man.
You don't do those fights.
For a fight nobody wanted, that arena looked super packed.
Thank you.
Like,
say it again.
It looked sick in there. Nobody was booing. Nobody was walking out. Nobody's walking out.
They did boo at the end when they did boo at the end when Gervonta Davis came out talking about.
No.
Oh, I took the knee. Oh man, some grease from my hair fell in my eye. And the whole crowd started booing.
Yeah. Hold on 1 second, Mike.
They wasn't booing. Listen. They wasn't booing because the fight was boring though. Like Shakur Stevenson when he was fighting.
They were booing because the wrong person, because it was a draw.
They booed after he said the stuff got decided.
Huh?
Oh my! You people are just killing me. I'm a boxer. I'm a boxer going to fight. Am I gonna put gel in my hair? And I know I'm sweating. Am I gonna put gel in my hair so I'm walking around? Homeboy hits me in the jaw, and then I got I got grease in my eye.
Nobody walked out.
Come on.
Nobody walked out.
It's called
Nobody walked out.
Come on,
Nobody walked out. Nobody walked out.
Nobody walked out. Exactly. Nobody walked out.
Nobody walked out.
He got clipped, took a step back, and took a knee.
Nobody walked out.
He didn't get clipped. He didn't
Nobody
get clipped.
walked out.
You are two grown adults. It is just like
nobody walked out.
But I can't sit here and hear a guy just lying to me in my face, bro. I watched the fight several times. Tank did not get clipped.
I messed up on one thing, and I admit when I'm wrong. I admit when I'm wrong. I messed up on the Ray Leonard fight. I messed up on that. Everything else, I know from knowledge. Or like when I tell you, You are paying me $75 million to fight in Saudi Arabia. Hey, bro. Hey,
and losing money.
I've been over there before. You give me $2 million to fight someone in the States, and you give me $75 million to go do a 16, 12, yeah, I've done the flight, to do a 20-hour flight, go to Saudi Arabia. Bro, I will. Hey,
You will do it because
you can say you make money in America, but hey, if somebody from Saudi Arabia is giving me $75 million, bro, I'm gone.
You would do it. Yeah, you're gone because
so you're gonna explain to me. So okay, so you're gonna tell me this. So if you could fight somebody in America for $2 million, you'll take the $2 million instead of fighting the same person that you know you could beat in Saudi Arabia for $75 million. Explain to me the logic in that.
Yes, I would do that because money doesn't buy me. If I get in $2 million guaranteed, and I'm getting, I'm a superstar boxer in America, and I'm getting everybody.
Okay, so all right, now I'm gonna have to break economics down on you. Okay, $2 million. Now let's start off. If you get paid, the first thing that's going away is 38% of your money for federal income.
It's called back end
tax.
It's called back end.
What is it? Almost 600,000. You're down to 140,000. Wow. After you do that, you have to pay your promoter. That's about 30% sometimes. So wow, now you're down to about $900,000. Wow. Then after that,
that's cap.
$2 million. You're down to 100,000. I have to pay my trainer, my cut man. I have to pay my dues. So $2 million, and you're really coming out with a 400,000.
That's cap.
I think I'll go. I think I'll go for the 75 million.
That's cap. No, you wouldn't because that's cap. That's cap. Listen,
I'm telling you, you get $2 million, and you actually are getting 400,000.
I want to hear what you got to say. Go ahead, man. I want to hear what you got to say about that,
bro. You're saying $2 million, but
about what
you get $5 million guaranteed, right? Guaranteed money. Doesn't have that's money that's guaranteed to you, not that having nothing to do with the revenue or anything else. That's guaranteed bread. It's called $5 million guaranteed. That's what you sign off on the contract. That's not no taxes, no nothing. Maybe you have to pay taxes in that.
Brother man,
else you're talking about,
brother man, I am an accountant. Money. Uncle Sam takes everything.
Okay, so they get taxed over there too, with you pay them.
I have my master's degree in accounting. I am an accountant.
Okay, so you get, but I'm an
auditor, and I go through that stuff all starting tomorrow. It's tax season for starting tomorrow for like the next however many until the middle of June, sitting at a computer all day going through people's finances. Yeah, if you're guaranteed money, that's your income. When you fill out your W-2, it's wages, tips, and salary. Your guaranteed payment, that is part of your salary, and you are getting taxed on it. You get a $5 million signing bonus. Basically, $2 million is gone because 38% you're giving back to Uncle Sam. So what's the logic in it?
Other than taxes, all of those other expenses.
Brother, you've been making a lot of young man. You've been making a lot of excuses all day.
Hold on.
I'm talking about money. So you're going to explain to me a logical way of fighting someone in the United States for $2 million, or going out to the outback in Australia, or going out to the desert and getting $75 million.
First of all, there is no $75 million. There's no $75 million.
New house. You think $400,000 is a lot?
Be reasonable.
It's a lot of money.
It's not the money that they get paid. Make that too. Dude, stop. Ain't no $75 million. First of all, stop that lying. You need to go back and do that. The money that Tank is making is on the back end. Even Mayweather said, you get your money and you spread it out over the years. They come with back end. Tank is still getting. Mayweather's still getting paid for the Mosley fights and all the things he did. If you set up and you backing in, you think that the money that he's paying when they come back to their own country is not getting taxed? You think it's tax free?
I know it's taxed, but hey, after paying everybody, I still I do 75. I get 75 million. Hey, I might have to just give my way to buy everything. But you want to know what? Hey, I got another 30 million. I could go buy me a big house, a Lamborghini, and I
got money.
I still got $30 million.
He got money. Hey, let's see Shakur headline. Let's see Shakur headline. Shakur will be fighting on undercards over there in Saudi Arabia. He will not be headlining anything. The only headline he will see when he get in his car. He would not be headlining
That's
anything.
hilarious.
He couldn't draw fries and rib roast.
Okay, but here's the thing about it. I am not a Shakur fan. But you want to know
Me
one
neither.
thing though? I'll
That's
tell you the
real,
one
Rob.
thing
That's
though.
hilarious.
Tank Davis shut down. Tank Davis has rejected Shakur Stevenson fight.
Hold on, they gave him
That's
PBC gave him
false.
one fight.
Hunt roaches.
PBC
That's false.
PBC offered him a one fight deal. He said no. He wanted a multi-year deal, which is stupid to me. They offered him a one fight deal on PBC. He said no. Lama got up and walked away from the negotiations because
Nobody
he
wants to
wasn't
go
in
to
the mood.
PBC. They don't have a budget. They don't
They had
have a budget.
They had
Nobody
a budget
is
to offer him a
supporting
one fight deal.
them. Amazon isn't even advertisement for these fights. Amazon isn't even doing commercials for it. All this out their pocket. They don't have any
Didn't
money.
matter. 18.
And
They
they're
won last
still
night.
doing way better than Turkey. They're still doing way
Thank
better
you.
than Turkey.
Thank you.
It's still doing way better than Turkey. I don't have to wake up
18.
at 2 a.m. to watch their fight. I was watching it right nice as
Dude,
Saturday
yeah.
at 11 o'clock.
2 a.m. to watch one of Turkey's fights. This isn't
Hold on, it
Nano
started at-
anyway, where you have to get up at 5 in the morning to
Dude,
go watch him fight online.
I don't have to.
Tell
The
me,
fight
when do
started
you
at
have to
11
get up at
o'clock
2
here.
in the morning to see a
It started at
Turkey
11
show?
o'clock here in Vegas. It started at 11 o'clock here in Vegas. I had to text. In fact, Eugene called me about 12. I'm like, you watching the fight? I forgot it was even on. It started at 11 o'clock here in Vegas. What fights you know start at 11 o'clock? And then,
Most ESPN fights that I watch at nighttime,
Exactly.
all the ESPN
Exactly.
shows, it's like, man, I gotta have a blanket to go watch it, because when I go watch ESPN, them top ranked shows, the main key don't start until the main fights. It's like midnight when the fights are.
Exactly. That's exactly why it's free. That's exactly why
in
it's free.
fact,
That's
and
exactly
you
why
want to
it's
talk
not
about
on
wasting
pay-per-view.
money?
No,
Eddie Hearn.
it's free because it's not worth selling.
Hold on. And you want to talk about wasting money? Eddie Hearn blew through
Definitely
the
ain't worth
zone's
selling.
$1 billion overpaying fighters. They have no more money. The only reason they're existing is because of Turkey's putting on. The zone has no money. When they signed Canelo to an 11-fight, $365 deal, they had to make sure they were getting returns on their money. They gave Triple G a 6-fight, $100 million deal and could not sustain it because they weren't seeing anything on their returns. In fact, the $1 billion guy, I forgot his name, he quit the zone because he was the one that okayed all the money for Eddie Hearn to run through. They don't have money like that. I don't hear you.
Do you know what the zone is? Do you know what the zone is? The zone isn't a boxing promotion network. The zone is a streaming platform. The zone plays dart. You could go watch darts, basketball, cricket, all those little English sports.
But they're not paying the fighters right now. They're not paying the fighters. They're not paying the fighters.
They have Queensberry. They have
Who was with
Matchroom.
Turkey?
They have
Who was with
Golden
Turkey?
Boy.
Who was with Turkey? Turkey's funding these monies. Turkey is funding all of them right now with their partnership. The zone is not paying them any money. They ran out because Eddie Hearn blew through the $1 billion that he was given. Facts. That's why they should.
No.
Yes.
Didn't Eddie Hearn didn't he just have a card?
Who financed it?
Eddie Hearn.
No, Turkey financed it.
Exactly.
Yeah, if it's a Riyadh season show, but not for normal
No,
matchroom boxing matches.
No, he finances everything that they do.
No,
and you can tell by the crowd.
No,
you can tell by the.
No, he does not. Now,
Yes,
Riyadh season, Turkey finances it. If it's a regular matchroom show, it's Eddie Hearn pays for it. If it's Queensberry, what's his name? Fish Eyes Frank Warm does it. And if it's a Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya pays for it. You could go on the zone right now and look. Boxing is not the thing on there. If you like darts, you could go watch people. Yeah, people have the zone just to watch darts. I never heard of
I get that
like that before in my life.
I get that. As far as boxing is concerned, they're not paying the fighters. Turkey's financing everything. That's why the zone has partnered with him.
No, he is not.
He's fighting. Yes,
The zone is a streaming platform for Golden Boy, Matchroom, and now Queensberry. And now they're talking about that they might be doing work with Bob Arum now. So they're a streaming service. The zone doesn't give you money for it.
Thank you for solving that, because
the zone doesn't give you money for it. So
they said he was going to Disney. I heard he was going to Disney. I didn't know where he was going after ESPN. In fact, ESPN is trying to kick him off because ESPN they were trying to get to the pay-per-view business, but because they didn't have no fighters and they couldn't keep up, they kicked him off. He single-handedly ruined ESPN. In fact, they could keep him on if they want to. Who they got over there that can sell? If they was Nino Brown, they couldn't say it.
Actually, if you actually watched it, they didn't kick him off. They're talking about ESPN violated a deal going to talking to another streaming platform.
Bro.
All right, fellas, man. This was a great debate, man. It was informative for people to kind of see all sides of the spectrum.
He wrong.
And it got heated. I see Mike got that good energy. Salute. Rob got a good energy. Salute. EJ laid back in the cut like myself. We're the more laid back guys. But yeah, you guys is y'all put it down tonight, man.
Hey, hold on, y'all got boxing platforms? I'm gonna check y'all stuff out. Mike, you got one?
Oh no, I don't have enough time to do that. I just come on and listen to boxing stuff at work.
Okay. Yeah, that's my ain't start with, man. I work for FedEx, bro.
I'll channel to check out Ring IQ Boxing Talks.
Yes, sir.
Ring IQ Boxing Talks.
Okay. Dude, I ain't got time. I work for FedEx, man. When I get home, it be like 9, 10 o'clock. So I ain't got time to start no podcast, right? Maybe when things settle down, maybe I get into it. No, but thank you, my brother. You doing a good job out here, man. I rock with you and I mess with you, Jay, man. We've been homies for like what 3-4 years now, man.
Yeah, man.
And you doing good, bro. I'm proud of you, man. Real proud of you. It take a lot of guts to come do what you do, bro. Because a lot of cats, they stay comfortable where they at. And it's not meant for everybody to do, but you stepped out here, man, and you doing it, bro. Even when I don't come on all the time, I'm watching from afar, bro. And I'm proud of you, man.
Hey, thanks, man. Thanks for the inspiration, man, and the motivation, man. I appreciate that, Rob. That's 100, brother. And Mike, I appreciate you coming in today too for the first time. EJ, you too, man.
Yeah, appreciate you,
we'll
Ringwalk,
connect,
man. Appreciate you, Mike. Thank you for your service, brother. Appreciate you, Rob. Y'all boys, thank you for this time, man. It was nice talking to you OGs, man. I love talking to OGs, man. But appreciate y'all boys, man.
Hey, no problem, man.
Ringwalk, I'll send over that screenshot, so you know what I'm talking about.
Okay, thanks.
For that knee. Yeah.
Hey, one more a robbery. We'll talk robbery. What's that kid name? Oh man, Chavez and Whitaker. That's a robbery.
That was a robbery.
And I think that I was watching the Meldrick Taylor fight Chavez. I don't think he should have stopped it. That was a robbery. Like with 2 seconds left. I think he about that cap for 9 rounds.
Feel about that Loma Haney fight? Y'all feel that's a robbery?
It was an even fight to me, man. I think Lama did enough.
It could have went either way. That one.
Yeah, it was
either way.
Yeah, it was tight. It was tight.
It could have went either way.
Yeah,
it was airtight. Real airtight. But Lama not trying to fight Tank, bro. He got to walk away from negotiations. Everybody use Tank name because he's a character, and it's easy to hate him just because they just hate him.
Brother, man, nobody hates Tank. I want to see him fight his 135-pound contemporaries. That's all I'm asking for.
The only like my man said, like 21 said. What's your name again? My fault, brother. I want to call you 21. What's your name?
You call me EJ.
Okay, EJ. Like EJ said, the only one who stepped up was Garcia. And to me, and people was trying to clown Tank for putting a rehydration clause in there. To me, that was the right thing to do because look what he did against Haney. He purposely didn't come in with weight. And I'm pretty sure the weight penalty in that fight for the Tank fight was way more than 1.2 million because he gave the 1.2 year right up like, okay, I'm going to make that.
All right, brothers. We've been on here a total of over 2 hours. So
it is. It's 8 o'clock where you is, bro. I forgot.
I appreciate
it's only
the love,
5 here.
man. But what you can do, anything else you want to still continue, the chat will be open, forever. So you can go back in the chat and you can just keep going back and forth. Or if you want to chop up other stuff or whatever, or get back on FB and, I can add you to a little group I'm in, like a little chat group if you want to chop it up more on boxing too.
Bro, appreciate you, Ringwalk. I subscribe to your channel, brother.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, brother. You be safe. All y'all be safe.
You too, man.
All right, man.
Y'all stay up.
Okay, man.
All right, y'all.
Peace out.
Yeah, holla at our boys. Yep.
All right. So y'all got to see perspectives of 3 other guys. One hailing from Ohio, Mike, mother dude EJ for the first time, and Rob here by way of Detroit and Vegas. I'm happy for all the support, and I appreciate and respect all the support. Make sure you hit the thumbs up before you leave, or if you enter late, whether it's today or tomorrow, make sure you hit the thumbs up in the chat room. And this is how we're going to do every Sunday. We're going to go do debates and stuff like that. So everyone have a blessed and safe night. And as always, I will catch you on the next round.